set, my grind is set, my heart on ice is cold. I'm only here to even the score. Whoa. My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice is cold. We down right now, but did it before. Whoa. See from here we gon' up. Made the call, I shown up. Now the game is sewn up. Say my name is blown up. We up.
Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of BuzzFeed Sports Podcast. Your place for all your local high school sports talk. Joining with me today, I got my co-host, Coach Brandon Maynard, out there repping them Union Spartans. Rest of the guys are running a little bit behind this evening, so they'll join us when they can. But y'all know it's Thursday night, so it's that time again. We're gonna run through some of this local sports talk. Got an exciting show planned for y'all. Hope everyone is having a great week so far. Brandon, man, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Girls basketball team took a couple lumps this week already, but we back in the lab, getting ready for tomorrow night's game. And other than that, man, we're doing good, man. We out here, living.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, man, appreciate everyone joining us. Be sure to if you want to chat with us, uh, definitely engage with us in the comment section. Ask any questions, anything you want to, if you want to comment on any stuff we're talking about. Hopefully, everyone's hearing me okay. But have some issues with the connection. Hopefully, it's not too bad. It probably will start off a little slow, and hopefully, it corrects itself. But yeah, if you're watching, man, please let us know in the comment section if you can hear us and see us okay. Um, First off, tonight, man, we're going to start off. I guess the first thing I want to talk about reactions to that all Buck Sweet Sports team that we created, man. I owe everyone an apology because I thought it was going to be like a lot more negativity than what it was, man. At least publicly, no one complained about it too much. It seemed like it was all positive vibes. Everyone was everyone really liked the team, the players that we picked. They really enjoyed it. I mean, those posts blew up over there on Instagram. So they said I didn't really see too much negative feedback. There was a little bit of confusion. I know we picked up a couple different teams throughout the year, especially in the playoffs, and I guess they thought their guys were going to be included in the process as well. But like I said, we only chose from our 14 original teams. So I know there are people like from Pender and Trask and other schools that were asking where their guys were. And yeah, like I said, it was on that was the only thing I saw, and it was like one or two kids that were like, hey, what about me? And like I said, man, we there was some snubs, man. Like I said, with this whole thing, unfortunately, everyone can't be. I mean, there's so many great athletes, and a limited number of spots, so we couldn't include everyone. Um, like I said, man, motivation for next season, and also if I mean, I'm pretty sure if we didn't mention you, your conference mentioned you, your county, region, those teams probably you probably made one of those teams. So I mean, like I said, it was no slight to any athletes. But like I said, I love that we had such a positive reaction to it. So that was really cool. Like I said, man, I thought it was gonna be a whole lot worse, but I'm happy to see that. Brandon, did you see anything?
I mean, I pretty much seen some of the same stuff you seen. Like kids asking about from North Duplin, and then there was some guys from Pender, and and some guys from the other teams that we picked up during the season. I know we talked about the guy from Kinston a lot, the wide receiver, and
Yeah,
it's. I mean, like you said, I'm sure them guys picked up a all conference, all you know what I mean,
yeah, oh
and
yeah,
and in their respective conference. But I think we said it 2 or 3 times before we made the list that it was going to be from my original 14 teams. But I mean, other than that, everything was positive, man. I mean, I think everybody that we picked and deliberated over was just stat wise on paper and considering what their teams have done. I mean, I think we did the very best that we could. I thought they were pretty good lists, and I guess everybody else did too. So
Oh, yeah, I definitely think we did a good job. So that's a credit to you guys, and also, I mean, we appreciate all the people that send us nominations, all the coaches that chimed in and gave us information that really helped out. So, like I said, man, definitely happy about it. Not looking forward to doing it again next year, but like I
we
said,
gonna
the
do it.
man, the process itself, it was a tough one, man. Like I said, you got so many deserving kids, and you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and you want to make sure that everyone has equal representation as best you can. And like I said, we'll be doing it again coming up probably in probably late July. We'll be doing a preseason team for next year. So uh, yeah, we'll be going through that whole process again. A lot less pressure doing preseason. That you're just doing educated guesses there, but
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, man. We had a good time, man. Like I said, I love that everyone really enjoyed the list, and hopefully we can get that those awards situated. First, let me say, man, I appreciate everyone who's donated so far. If you would like to donate, down below in the ticker, you can see my cash app, or you can get a hold of one of these other guys and get with them. We still are taking donations, and we want to get those awards, fixed up for the guys and get them out to the guys as soon as possible. I know. Definitely looking forward to seeing the reactions for when that goes down. And shout out to and I had a great conversation with the kid, man. Shout out to Cole Butler from East Bladen, defensive lineman selected on the second team. Me and him talked, man, and like I said, man, a lot of these kids so appreciative of just the smallest, just the being acknowledged, man. They really appreciate it, and I mean, that's what we're doing it for, man. Just and that's what we love to do, man. And uh, yeah, just happy that we could uplift these kids and bring more attention to these programs out east here.
do that. And like Chris was saying, please donate, donate, donate. These trophies are already they've been customized and they've been everything. We're just waiting to get the funds so we can press submit the order. So
Oh yeah,
as
they're
soon as we can
nice.
get the
They're
fund,
nice too.
yeah, they're not especially player of the year and that trench warrior of the year trophy. They're pretty dope. But the other ones are dope too, man. I mean, for our first year awards for from Buck Sweet, I think this is pretty nice. I think we kind of I I think we got to raise money all year so we could up it just a little bit for next year.
Oh yeah. And that's a great segue into what I'll talk about next. At 7 o'clock tonight, when the show started, the polls for Player of the Year voting closed up. We got the top four vote getters. Um, and I'll just run through those real quick. We had almost 3,000 people vote, which is awesome. Another participation. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, number four in the voting was Jaden Williams from Clinton. He had 241 votes, 8% of the vote. All right, number three was Nakai Owens from Lakewood. He had 415 votes and 14% of the vote. Number two was Kiwan Maynard from East Bladen, who had 504 votes and 17% of the vote. And number one was Tobias Camardi from Union with 569 votes and 19% of the votes. So I guess let me be the first one to say congratulations to freshman running back Tobias Camardi from Union High School. He is our Buck Sweet Sports Player of the Year, voted by you, the fans. So congratulations to Tobias and his entire family, the Union football program. Uh, uh, that's awesome, awesome participation. And looking forward to seeing what the young man does in the future, man. To come out like that his freshman season and at the year that he had, uh, just tremendous. And definitely looking forward to seeing the growth over the next 3 years. And Brandon, man, you get to see it firsthand. So I'm a little jealous, man, because that's a tremendous football player, a tremendous athlete, and just awesome young man. Comes from a great family. Shout out to his family's very involved, very supportive of the page. So we appreciate them, and definitely looking forward to seeing what he does the next 3 years.
Um, this is a proud moment. Um, Tobias is a great young man for this, to begin with. He like you said, come from a great family that I grew up knowing, playing ball with and everything. Good grades in school. And he's determined. The dude's work ethic. He's ready to go. Ever since football season has ended, he's playing ball, and now during while he plays ball, he still gets his workouts in. He's putting in that work. It's also another proud moment for me. You know, my little cousin down there, East Bladen, coming in second. But it's a sad moment because he was a senior. But I'm looking forward to see what I'm looking forward to see what Keywan goes and does at the high school with the ball and everything. So, but I will tell y'all, he does have a younger brother. So watch out for 2.0 down there in East Bladen. Congratulations,
Oh yeah,
Tobias, and all the other guys that made that list for Player of the Year. Y'all are all
oh
well
yes,
deserving of the
oh,
award.
oh yes
Believe
sir,
me.
yes sir.
I mean, that's no slight to y'all that, because one person won or y'all didn't get a lot of votes, y'all were all deserving of a Player of the Year trophy in some capacity. So congratulations to y'all on a successful season for you individually. And if your team was successful, congratulations as well. So I just look forward to next year, man. I mean, football, it's been 5 years since COVID, man, and some teams had to bounce back from it. Some teams, went right back into it to play it right after COVID. So it just seems like football is getting better and better each year now. So
Oh yeah,
um, I'm looking forward to next year.
oh yeah. I bet you are, man. You're gonna be right. You're gonna be right there in the mix. So definitely looking forward to it, man. Like always, man. We talk about it, off camera. I'm just counting down the days. No disrespect to any of the other sports, man, but I'm all about football, man. So definitely looking forward to when springtime and summer hits and we can start doing all our speculations and preseason talk. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But once again, man, congratulations to Tobias Camardi, our 2024 Bucks Sports Player of the Year, voted by you, the fans. So congratulations to him and his family. Congratulations to the entire Union football program. Uh, Coach Mark Oates. Definitely looking forward to checking you guys out next year.
We not me.
Um, oh yes, sir. Hey, everyone in the comment, everybody watching, please feel free to chat it up with us in the comments. Any questions you have, any insights, like I said, man,
Yes.
that's why we do it, man. We like to engage with our audience. So
Uh,
please feel free to comment.
I forgot to tell you, Kiwan is playing Sunday in Arlington, Texas. He just reminded us in the chat.
Okay, yeah,
He's
definitely.
play, he's playing in an All Star game down there.
Okay, definitely gonna be checking that out. what's the name of? See if we can maybe get a
Kiwan can shoot us the link
yeah.
or
Shoot us a link. I'm pretty sure they'll have like an online stream or something, and definitely we'll be checking that
mm-hmm.
out, man.
Facts.
Congratulations. And make sure you check out get you some of that barbecue while you're down there in Texas, man.
Uh,
Uh, cool. Once again, like I said, man, appreciate everyone for checking us out this evening. If you're liking the video, man, please, give us a like. Please share the video. We want to get as many eyes on this as possible. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you're not following us on these platforms, please feel free to shoot us, give us a like and share and follow. All our information is down below in the ticker. A lot of activity on Instagram this past week, man. Like I said, that Buck Sweet Sports that all state team that we created, man, had over I think it was like over almost 35,000 views.
mm.
That was yeah, it was a lot of people, a lot of eyes on that, man. We love it. Real quick, man, let me give a shout out to Joshua Graham, CarolinaCruise.com, PrepRedZone.com. He's featuring doing little write ups on our selections for the All Buzzfeed Sports team. He just released the skill players for the first team yesterday. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go through the whole spiel. He'll probably do the lineman next, then the second team guys. So um, just love that we're getting that attention and getting these kids a little bit more a little bit more focus. And if y'all don't know, man, Josh Graham, great guy, man. Brings a lot of attention to kids in Eastern North Carolina and South Carolina. So many of these websites out here are Western bias, so he is good to see someone really plant their flag here in Eastern North Carolina and showing love to all these kids out here in east of 95. So shout out to him. Appreciate that, man. Hopefully we can get him on the show sometime soon. Yeah, man. Next up, we want to start running through. Like I said, we're getting into basketball now. I got results from this week.
Mm.
A lot of teams this week. Come on, man, ain't too bad, man. I'm gonna start with Monday. Give me 1 second. I have my list up. We'll start with Monday, going around the entire Sampson County. Monday. We'll start off. Lakewood defeated Pender. Girls and boys. Girls game was 44-33. Boys defeated Pender 70-59. James Keenan swept Clinton. The girls won 47-42. James Keenan boys won 74-48. Midway swept Spring Creek. Midway girls won 22-17. Midway boys won 60-47. Harold's Christian Academy swept Cape Fear Christian with the girls winning 45-39 and the boys winning 78-49. Going on to Tuesday, January 14th, we had Hopton in action versus Rosewood. Did not have the score was missing for the girls, so I'm gonna have to double check and see if they got it updated now. For the boys, Rosewood defeated Hopton by 2 points, 44-42. And also Lakewood took on Union with Lakewood girls winning 71-28 and Lakewood boys winning 83-37. Moving on to Wednesday. I have Harnett Central swept Hopton. The girls won 32-12, and the boys won 85-43. Harold's Christian Academy on boys were in action. They defeated Curve Vance Academy 77-29. Clinton swept Union with the girls winning 73-28 and the boys winning 59-48. And tonight, Thursday, the only team, Sampson County team I got in action tonight is Harrell's. Um, and I'm gonna see if they got a see if that score's been. But let me see if I can update that Hopton score. And speaking of Hopton, man, we're hopefully later on he'll be able to join us, man. We got Anthony Goodman. He's gonna join us and talk a little Sampson County basketball and give us more insights on what's going on out there with Hopton and get some of his opinions on what's going on with Sampson County hoops as well. Brandon, man, you can firsthand speak on Union basketball. I know you said it was a rough week, but I mean, I'm looking at the teams. I'm looking at the teams y'all played, man. Y'all played some pretty tough teams this weekend. Like I said, man, y'all got a young team. It's a growing experience. Just like we
It
talked about
seemed
in football. Just like you talked about in football, man. Y'all gonna take your lumps and hopefully just continue to grow from it. But if you want to speak on that real quick while I look up the score.
absolutely, man. I'll speak on it. Coach Oates just told me to speak. You know, he said just speaking your truth. So I'm gonna speak in my truth. We have some really good girls, man. Like you said, we're really young. Ah. Um, I mean, everybody knows that all they got to do is press. You know what I mean? So, um, the girls, the girls are young, and so you could tell some of them haven't touched the ball, outside of school. Um, but our girls' effort is our biggest thing. Trying to get down to effort and
Hmm.
hustle. It you can't coach hustle and effort. That's just something that you're gonna want to do because you want to win.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a good group of girls, like you said, sophomore and freshmen, man. I do want to give out some highlights, because just because we're losing the way we are, you know, Michaela had 19 boards against Lakewood. She had 19 rebounds, and last
Okay.
night she had 12 against Clinton. So
Okay.
we don't have a bad team, man. We're getting to learn ball and actually X's and O's broke down for these girls, and you know, and I mean we love these girls and we believe in them and everything, man. They just young, but we have Z. Z is our scorer. Um,
That's number 13, ain't?
yes, yes, sir,
Oh
yes,
yeah, yeah,
sir.
she a baller, man. Yeah, she a baller. And shout out to her fam, man. Her fam's really active on the page as well, man. Appreciate that support. But yeah, I checked her
Oh
out,
yeah.
man. She's definitely a player.
Um, and then you got number 5 Zakaya who plays some really good defense. Um, we like I said, man, we just young. We got to get them reps in. We use game as reps. We did take practice off today because we had 2 games in a row. So you need rest before another game. So coach gave us a day and give us some rest for tomorrow. We got a home game tomorrow against Rosewood. If anybody in the Union District or anybody in the Union community want to come out and support, games start right after school, right at 4 o'clock. JV boys. Which shout out to our JV boys who are 9-2. Um, they're they're fairly young as well, but they got some hoopers on that squad. You got Kenny from the football team. You got Tobias. You got Josiah. All these young cats. I mean, there's some hoopers on the JV squad. So we got like I said, man, we got a bright future at Union because everybody's young. Ninth and ninth and 10th grade level. So um all the sports, man, we're keeping receipts. All y'all teams running up the scores and pressing us all 4 quarters to pad your stats. Telling you, them receipts are being booked. But yeah, very extremely proud of our girls, man. That's the number one thing is not quitting while you're on the court. Just keep playing. But they've come a long way since the first game. I can't say that.
And man, I have to apologize, man. We probably had you probably got shut off, man. Having some Wi-Fi issues here. We caught the first part and the last part. You might,
Oh,
but
it's
I think you might have got shut off a little bit there.
I ain't say too much, man. I just, it's like I said, you got a bright future all the way around because everybody that's playing sports is either a sophomore or a freshman. So,
Oh yeah, so yeah, they just go just keep on getting better, man. Just like
right,
we talked about in football all the time. You got so much youth out there. I mean, you really got a JV team playing varsity, and they're gonna take their lumps, and man, 2 3 years from now, that's gonna change up as long as they just keep on playing, man. Just like I said, it's tough. Losing's always tough,
it
but
is tough.
just
It is tough.
stick with the process, trust the process. You got I mean, I got a great coaching staff. You talked before about Coach Oates and all his experience. So they
Mm,
got a wealth of knowledge they get to draw from, and just keep on continuing on the good fight, man. It's a similar thing going on at Clinton, man. Clinton's had especially on the boys' side, it's been a rough go basketball wise since their trip to the Eastern Championship game back in 2017, and it's like I said, it's been really rough for them. But I believe Coach Boykin is going to have that thing turn around, man. I mean, he knows what it takes. And, I mean, they got a great staff. Him and his pops. Everybody knows, Tim Boykin, everything he's done, for youth out here in Sampson County and stuff. So they got a great coaching staff. They got a great, foundation, and it was good to see them pick up some wins this season. I mean, it's like I said, the wins have come few and far between. So I'm glad to see them kids, actually get some W's underneath their belt. And
yeah,
I mean, we
man.
play we playing a pretty tough basketball conference. We could say what people could say what they want about about that conference in football, but basketball, them Robeson County teams is tough. Um,
For sure.
Real quick, man, I think we got BB finally joining us, man. Brandon Blackwell,
The
BB the
promoter.
promoter.
What's good, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I apologize. I was at a PTO meeting. I was trying to be nice and not be on my phone. Assistant principal was sitting with us tonight. Um, so I was you know, full attentive and engaged in what we had going on. It's a new organization at Lakewood, so first year having a PTO. So kind of important. Trying to support, be a part of whatever we
Oh yeah.
can. So I was actually driving, which is rare. The wife don't let me drive often, so I couldn't let you guys know what was up. I said, hey, message them in the chat, let them know I'm coming. I was like, but so I'm here. I'm here.
And you're right, Anthony Goodman. I did say that. I did say that we are keeping receipts, football, basketball, or whatever other sport. We keeping receipts on all this. We coming.
Man, we had a couple guys for playing y'all that's got bills. What you mean? You keeping receipts? They got stitches. Like,
Hey, I,
Hey,
like,
I
look,
I
man.
I went over there and checked on the fam, man. Hey,
oh, I know you
Brunson is
did.
uh, Brunson's one of those. Brunson is family to me. So
Oh yeah.
you I went over there and checked. Me and his daddy, he dapped it up and like checking on him and stuff, man. Hey, prayers out to him. I know he busted his chin up pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
But basketball is a contact sport. Things happen, man. Things
Oh, for
happen.
sure, man. You got teams playing high speed like that, and that's one thing. That's one thing about them Lakewood boys this year, man. They play a high tempo ball game. Their guys are on the move. They're covering as much court as they can, as quickly as they can. And when you're
It's not
playing that kind
hard.
of like, boy,
It's not
you
hard.
bound to. You said what?
It's not hard when you got a guy that can spread his arms and one arm, his hand touches one sideline and his other hand touches the other doggone sideline.
Yeah,
He
you
out
ain't
there,
lying.
he out there baptizing Spartans and stuff.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I'm really excited to see what that kid's future holds.
You-
He, yeah, I told y'all talk about him during football season. I told y'all, I said he's a basketball player. I was like, like he plays football, but he's a basketball player.
Hey,
Like,
Chris, let me tell you, bro. You talking about a high ceiling? This kid is raw and is good.
yeah,
You, 3 more years, you're gonna see every coach in America, is going to be every blue blood is going to be at Lakewood, sitting in them
yeah,
stands trying to grab this kid. And Cam is just as good at basketball as he is football. I have never
yeah,
seen. Well, I can't say that because there was a guy called right, he played for Memphis. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Zebo, the left-hander with the good footwork. He was good around the rim.
So,
I mean,
Zach Randolph.
yeah, Zach Randolph, DJ Burns. He this Cam is a big guy that has great footwork and soft hands around the rim, man. He is with
And that's
him and
why if I
he's
was a
very well
D1,
balanced for a big fella for sure.
for sure.
if I'm a D1 offensive line coach or defensive line coach, I'm drooling over that kid, man, because you don't see too many guys his size with that footwork. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like one. I mean, you get these big guys who just big and slow and sloppy, man. But Cam, man, the way he be moving, like I said, I was watching the game the other night, and I was like, yo, he being that big, he should be able to move up and down the court and through the lane like that. And that's
Yeah,
like I said, and
he's very
that's
he's nimble and agile and big. Like it's a rare combo. Like, but I mean he's just like that, man. Like he's a good kid too. Like th- they better be looking. They
Yeah,
better be looking. I mean, but yeah, and we got Zay coming up. He's just a freshman, man. He's 6'9". I mean, like Brendan said, man,
he, he
it's just
raw.
raw. Like it's not polished.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't play a very polished game. Like he just played basketball. It's just like the natural, like me, you get in the backyard and play.
Hey,
Um, but
if this kid gets with somebody and puts in the work, I'm telling
oh
you.
yeah,
Every blue blood college program coach is going to be sitting in Lakewood stands. I don't care. I don't care what school I'm coaching at or what school I'm at or anything. I'm being honest. As a coach, as a fan of the game, this kid is going to be something special here in the next 2 3 years. After he puts in that work. Oh yes, sir. No doubt.
oh yeah. And look, man, and look, Brandon, I mean, y'all started the conversation like at the perfect time because we were just going to start talking about some of these hot teams in Sampson County right now. And of course, right now, I mean, who's hotter than the Lakewood Leopards basketball, both on the boys and the girls side.
yeah,
Um, and that's and I mean, and that's like awesome, especially from the fact that you want to think about it. A lot of them kids, showed up out there late. You had a deep running football, and some of the
yeah,
guys got out there late, and for them to be looking the way they're looking this early in the season, uh, there's some people in 1A basketball that I think you're about to start being put on notice, man, because this is a team that you probably want to start to really start to pay attention to. And we're starting to get into conference play now, and I'm just kind of just giving looking over the conference as a whole. And right now, especially on the boys side, man, I don't see anybody really messing with them like that, man. As long as they, like I said, you want to keep your head on straight. You want to continue to get better, and you don't want to get complacent. Same things
Oh
we
yeah,
talk
they gotta
about on the
stay
football.
gelled up for sure.
But, keep stay humble, stay hungry. But like I said, man, from what I've seen, man, that's a really solid group. And like I said, I got to do a little bit more research as far as who the heavy hitters in 1A basketball in the eastern side of things are. I know a familiar face, team y'all got to see in the playoffs in football. I believe they're defending state champions, Wilson Prep, and I know it's quite some other charter schools or whatever that
I heard the
are
other
going to
day
be
that
there.
Wilson Prep really is a basketball school like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
they're good. They're good.
and
I would
and,
expect it. I mean, they don't have any boundaries, like a public school has. But
right.
we won't. That's a different conversation for a different day. But
I,
And Dan
I do
like,
schools.
want I do want to say two things since we're kind of talking about that, and we got a matchup coming up. That was a whew, that was a storyteller right here in the
oh,
football
hey,
conference.
look, Brandon, don't steal my thunder, man. We coming,
I,
we coming for that one. We
I'm
coming
not
for
gonna get
it.
it. I'm not gonna get
I
into it at
already
all.
know what you're talking. I already
I'm
know what
not
you're
gonna get
talking
into it at all. I, I'm not even gonna say a name. I'm gonna let you have it. I just want to
But
say two
about.
things.
About to, well, real quick, I'm gonna grab my mason. I'm gonna grab my mason jar before we start talking about it, because
Oh, yes, sir.
the backwoods.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
So this a little backwoods information right here. First off, I want to put a name besides just Xavier to the guy we were talking about, a 6'9" freshman that we were just talking about. That is Xavier Hall. You can
yes.
remember the name now, or you'll have to remember it later. I'd go ahead and remember it now. Y'all probably gonna want to
Yeah,
keep up with that kid and keep an eye on him.
And
Now
root
he's not the
for
only he's not the only one on Lakewood out there doing their thing, but
him.
he's a he's a whole man out there in the ninth grade. So just just be ready.
That's
Remember that name. And number two, for all you schools that were so happy that we finally got to go play basketball, for all you schools that said start dribbling now, start practicing now, hope you're ready for basketball. Well, I got one thing to tell you. Y'all had no idea how ready the Clippers were for basketball. Now, I hope you're ready when we get there.
yeah. I can name off all the good players at Lakewood right now, and I don't want to slight nobody, but the boys side, Xavier Hall, Cam Williams, Brunson, and the other kid. It's the other point guard. He's really fast and short. I can't
Oh,
remember his name.
that's Deshaun Carr.
Oh, and Carr. Yep. I played ball with his daddy too. But yeah,
Yep.
those four kids right there, they hoop. Now on the girls' side, that number 13 with the
oh,
knee
oh, oh,
brace,
oh, hold up now. I got
that
the girl side now.
hey, first of all, I can say this. The girl on the girls' side, and I'm gonna say this, and I might make some people mad. The girl live right down the road from Union. Now, I'm gonna put that out there. Right down the road from Union. Not even in the Lakewood district, but I'm gonna leave that out there. Um, but she came from a Spartan, one of the best, one of the best boys basketball players to come out of Sampson County in a long time. Antonio Bean McCoy. Um, Also, her brother plays at Harold Christian Academy. I think we all know who that is.
Yep.
Um, but that girl Bean made something special
Baller,
with them two. A baller.
baller.
And she has a sidekick out there, number 13 with the knee brace. That girl is I don't you cannot leave that girl open. Nope. Nope. She's wet. Every time she lets it go, it's wet. You can
Look,
just do this right here. You can do this right here. And this it's in there.
look. I don't want to say. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong because I I've been accused in the past of I'm purposely disrespecting kids when I don't say their names right, and he said I don't want that. I don't want that to be the case. Shout out to North Duplin. Um, but yeah, number 10. And Brandon, I'm pretty sure because you're there in Lakewood, so you probably know how to say her name. Is it Ariana McCoy?
Yeah, it's Ariana.
Okay, so I said it right. All right, North Duplin, you hear that? I said the name right, so y'all ain't got to worry. But I ain't disrespecting nobody when I mispronounce the name. But averaging as a freshman, averaging 26.5 points a game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man. That's yo, that's crazy, man. Like
Don,
we talk about we talk about man, so many talented freshmen in Sampson County right now, man, from all different types of sports and stuff, man. That's just like it's just that's crazy, man. And she's not gonna do anything but get better, man. That's scary, you know.
right.
So definitely have your eye on number 10 for Lakewood. And great segue because we're gonna talk about our Bucksby Sports games of the week this week, and on the girls' side, it is going to be Lakewood traveling to North Duplin tomorrow night. On the girls' side, I picked that one because we're starting off conference play and looking at the current standings in the Carolina 1A conference. Um, these look like two teams that are probably going to be in the run for the conference championship. So that first matchup, definitely a big matchup. For Lakewood, you're going into hostile territory. Always, you got to winning on the road. But uh, I'm looking, just looking at it, looking at the standings right now. Like I said, Lakewood's coming in 10-0, 1-0 in the conference. North Duplin's currently 11-3, 1-0 in the conference. So I'm figuring that's going to be a pretty solid game. So I picked that one for a game of the week, and definitely hedging my bets on Lakewood. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too fond of North Duplin. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to stereotype an entire fan base, but a couple people just ruined it for me over there. So I'm definitely flying the Lakewood flag tomorrow night, and hoping they have a solid performance. And just hey, man, look. Just, run them out the gym. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I mean, a win's a win, but look, I run them out the gym.
You know,
Hey, what?
a game I would like to see Lakewood and East Duplin girls.
Yeah, I got an eye on East Duplin. Uh, like I said, I'm trying my best to keep up with everybody. It's tough trying to get all these covering all these teams. And like I said, I'll try as far as Duplin County and Bladen County goes. I'm gonna try to really lock in for the big games. I may not get y'all every week, but I'm definitely gonna be talking about y'all. But East Duplin's girls and East Bladen girls are two other girls teams outside of Sampson County that I'm definitely keeping my eye on. On the boys' side, outside Sampson County, I'm looking at West Bladen. West Bladen's killing it right now. Um,
Hezekiah.
oh yeah, and I'll get to that more when we talk about the game of the week on the boys' side.
Mm.
Looks like I was trying to check the stand. Looked like Wallace has had a pretty solid start. We saw what James Keenan did to Clinton the other night. So it's a lot of great, a lot of really solid basketball teams in the area, and we're gonna try our best to really kind of spotlight every single one every now and then the best we can. But yeah, but that's our Busby Sports game of the week for the girls. Be Lakewood versus North Duplin. So definitely be checking in on that one.
Hey, I froze up a little second. I was going to add on when you were talking about the Lakewood girls, and before we get away from them, I was going to say that Ariana McCoy. If you want to know why, you know, Chris said that name so strongly, and just hop on Max Preps, type in Lakewood, click on girl basketball, and just look at top performers. Her name shows up 7 times
Oh,
on the top performers list.
26 points a game, man. That's like I
I
said,
mean,
man.
that's
One of the best.
7 different attributes, and she's a top performer in 7 different attributes for that ball team. So, yeah, that's another one you might want to remember.
But real quick, seeing how Lakewood's boys stack up against the East right now. According to Max Preps, they got them number 8 in the East in the 1A East right now. Just some of the other teams. Man, I would love to see y'all play Tarboro, and not just
Mm.
because of the game. Man, I want to see Coach Chris. Man, y'all ever see the coach's son? He,
Mm-hmm.
he he went viral for those videos. Man, that's Tarboro. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see y'all. I want to see y'all. I want to see Coach Chris, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm about to check
Real,
that out. I ain't seen it.
oh man, I'll share the video with you, man. Oh,
Yeah, do that.
it trip you out, man. Little man, probably like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, just got all the mannerisms of a coach. You can tell his dad's a coach, man.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, man. He blew up on social media. I mean, he's been on the Jennifer Hudson show and everything. I'll share the video with you.
Yeah, I got to see that.
But yeah, Tarboro's up there. Wilson Prep, Wake Prep, of course, Voyager Academy. You know, come on, man. All these. I can't. We gonna have to have that conversation one day. That public school charter school conversation. You know, they're a charter school. They're not a private school. They're a charter. I mean, what's the dip, man? If you could just get anybody to come to your school from you have no boundaries, you shouldn't be playing with public school. That's just my opinion. But
And most of these kids play AAU together, and then they pick a
yeah.
charter school or a preparatory school and go to it together. And then, I mean, yes, and then people say, well, it's private school playing these other private schools, but people fail to realize all these private schools are loaded when it comes to basketball because they think they're gonna get seen better or stuff like that. In today's time, this social media time, bro, you can get seen in a dumpster. If you can play, you can get seen. Simple as
And
that.
also, real quick, as far as the girls' side goes, and like I said, just how big this game is tomorrow night. Currently, Lakewood girls are number 6 in the East on Max Preps, and North Duplin's number 7. So that's top 10 matchup tomorrow night, man. I guess we know how to pick them. That should be a great game. Also,
Yeah.
let me shout out East Bladen girls. East Bladen girls number 5 in the East. We got some solid basketball being played around here, man.
Is that a home game for Lakewood tomorrow, or is that an away game?
That's a way game.
It
That's
don't
what I was
matter.
talking about, man. Going in, it's a really good test. You're going into hostile territory and having a chance to play that game. And real quick, fellas, joining us, we got Mr. Anthony Goodman. Um, out, has a uh, really good knowledge of hoops and sports in Sampson County. Out there towards the Hopton, New and Grove area. Hey, Coach Goodman, man, appreciate you joining us, man. Can you hear
Hey
me?
man, it's a pleasure to be here. Nice to see you, fellas.
What's going on, Goodman?
Hey, y'all already know, man. I've been a fan from day one. For real. I've been
Hey, we appreciate you, big dog.
chat, always trying to chime in when I
Appreciate the support.
forget my
And
Yeah, man.
sideline.
hey,
I'm very proud of all of y'all,
real
man.
quick, man. For any of the listeners or our viewers that don't know too much about you, man, kind of just give them a brief summary of you and what you do out here.
All right, so I've been dabbling with coaching for the past 3-4 years. Whether it was with Sampson County or with the school. I've been always a fan first, but then once I got that opportunity to start coaching, I went head first into it. I coached 1 year at Hopton on the football team. Coached basketball out there for a few years, and then I coached track out there for 2 years. So I got real acclimated with that community and their students. And then, like I said, also with Sampson County Parks and Rec, being able to see some of the youth. So it's a bit of everybody from the community, from the youngest to the oldest, I got involved with Sampson County as a substitute teacher, so that kind of gave me free range to go from school to school to school to kind of meet some of these kids. And I wouldn't just sub at Hopkins schools; I would sub at Midway, and I subbed at Lakewood a few times as well. And I got acclimated with kids from all over, and not just Hopkins. So I appreciate that process, that opportunity. That's been very insightful on the struggles that the teachers have. I don't think they get props enough, especially the teachers that coach as well. They deserve a lot of
Real.
props because the time invested as opposed to the money that's paid, you have to have a love for that occupation. You have to have a love for that sport to actually donate your time and time away from family to give back to these kids and invest in these kids to see the best product you can in that sport.
Mm.
Yes,
Well
sir. Yes,
said.
sir.
Man, preach. You said a mouthful.
Definitely well said, man. Well,
Woo.
look, man, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show with us, man. And you joined at a great time, man, because we're deep in this Sampson County, hoops discussions, and we were kind of just talking about our game of the week on the girls' side, Lakewood and North Duplin. And like I was telling Brandon, man, that's gonna be a away game. Lakewood's got to go on the road, win tough atmosphere. So it should be a great test great early season test, measure stick test right there at the beginning of the conference. But man, you got your foot deep in with the Hopton Wildcats, man. So kind of talk to us what's been going on out there with Hopton. I was talking about their games against Rosewood and Harnett Central earlier this week, but kind of just your thoughts on Hopton Wildcat basketball right now.
Well, the Rosewood Heart Central was a back to back. I'm gonna start with the most recent before we dig into the past, because it's been a mixed bag. It's been a whole lot of close calls, and a couple of instances where we shoot ourselves in the foot and just don't close out. Like even with the Midway games, blowing a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. That's stuff that we got to fix internally, most definitely. But they've had a lot of bright spots, and mainly being led by Richard's presence. I mean, I heard y'all boost up that freshman over there at Lakewood. We got one of them freshmen over here too.
Oh man, they all over the county, man. I told you,
They
man,
are
Sampson County,
the
boy. We got
freshmen,
we
man. I'm
got we
telling
got
you,
them freshmen.
if we can keep them in the county, the next 4 years is going to be real exciting. For
Absolutely.
real, for real. If we can keep these boys in the county, I think there's going to be some rivalries that you haven't seen in a while. I think rivalries have died down over the past 4 or 5 years, where you haven't really seen, like, how Simeon used to have their stuff in Chicago. D Rose was ball against Brandon Jennings and stuff like that in high school. Like, we haven't seen a lot of that. But I think that
Oh
we
yeah.
might have a rivalry brewing because they're in the same conference, right down the road from each other, and they known each other. They played each other in middle school. They played each other in the AAU. So Hall and Sampson, man, I'm looking forward to this rivalry, for real, for real. But this week it was a back to back, and those are always tough, because you try to ball all out. That Rosewood game, once again, kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Got some late texts. I really don't want to go into that situation or what happened, but there was some nonsense that a little mental fortitude would have prevented. These
Mm.
kids now they do a lot of yapping on that court, but you got to be mentally tough to not let that affect your game, and that yapping end up kind of creeping in and led to some technical fouls that gave them the lead late, and Rosewood walked away with a W. So I think that's a fixable problem. I don't think that's nothing that's going to be long lasting or linger into the next game we got with them. They just got to have a little bit more mental fortitude. And yesterday just kind of looked gassed, to be honest with you. It was a lot of turnovers. Them boys was playing passing lanes very, very well, and Harnett Central turned it to a track meet. They kept running up and down off of them turnovers. They really didn't even have to set up no half-court offense like that. I think we had a good defensive effort, but when you turn that ball over the amount that we did, it's always going to turn into a track meet on the other end.
Hey, coach.
Yes,
Ain't
sir.
but one thing gonna fix that mental fortitude. And the great words of Coach Oates, a little Willie time.
Okay. You better believe it. And you got to kind of coach these kids different than when we played, man, because, bro, it wasn't nothing for us. We used to do this thing called Baron Davis whenever, we did some verbal jargon on the court. Or we know we got Baron Davises at the next practice. You got to run down the end, do a push-up, run back, do 2 push-ups, do down 3. You do that all the way up to 20. And once you do one of them, bro, you were motivated not to make that same mistake twice. You
I
know
know
what I
that's
mean?
right.
Right.
But NFHS says, you're not supposed to use conditioning as a punishment. You're supposed to want them to want to do conditioning. Don't use it as a punishment and yada yada. But it was an effective tool when I played. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I
Look,
think there ain't no real.
There's a lot of tools that were effective when we were growing up that got
You
thrown
right.
out
better,
the
you know,
window, and look what we left with now.
you better
Eh,
I'm
believe
about to
it.
say I still don't understand what was the point of a bear crawl. I
Oh
mean,
man.
I like I said, like
Hey,
it's a different era, but yeah, I don't think bear crawl ever helped me on the football field. But like I said, it taught me to shut my mouth in the film room. I
You
know that.
better believe it. Yes, sir.
that's like bleacher. That's like bleacher runs. Like I ain't never have to run up the bleachers to try to make a 3-pointer. Like matter of fact,
I
I
know
was
that's
out of
right.
bounds as soon as I crossed that line. Why am I running bleachers? Like you got me over here doing wall sits. I ain't sat on a wall not one time in a basketball game. Why am I over here? But I'm gonna tell you what, it teach you to do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Right,
Like,
Yes, sir.
right. And I won't make
Look,
that mistake again.
look. When you over there dry heaving because you ain't got nothing left, because you
right.
done ran. Come
Mm.
on, man.
Hey, I can tell you one of the best volleyball coaches I know. I watched that lady tell them kids after it was an away game, because if it was a home game, us parents would have been waiting outside while they ran bleachers right after the game, because that's how
Hey,
serious it was. But yeah, I ain't playing with you. She'd say, y'all wait outside for him. And as soon as that gym cleared out, they'd run bleachers until she was done. And she didn't run no bleachers. So it took a little while. And
Mm.
she sent them on out the door to go home. But I watched her at an away game. Them girls is out there just letting balls hit the ground, not doing what they were supposed to do. They just la land, blaming each other, pointing fingers. And she
Yeah,
said, "Oh,"
yeah.
she said, "y'all like to point fingers. Y'all like to blame each other." She said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You all get held accountable." She was like, and she
whew,
turned her clipboard around. She said, "I'm taking notes." Hey, when the game was over, after her little meeting, they started out the door. She said, "Oh yeah, and don't forget, when I see y'all first thing practice tomorrow," she was like, "I'll have the trash cans out because y'all gonna need them." I said, "Ooh." Like,
Mm.
Yeah, she
hey,
means business.
she was not
hey,
playing.
hey, real quick, hey, Coach Brand, man, them players gonna call. They gonna call the authorities on you, man. He still got the boys doing bear crawl. Hey, man, I got PTSD from Coach Sowell yelling grass drills, man. Shoot,
Man, who you telling? But
but
we got another. Hopton do have a game Friday at Noose. I think that's going to
okay,
be a good redemption game. It's a must-have game because I think that's our second game in conference play, and we don't want to fall too far
Mm-hmm.
behind with those leopards balling the way that they're balling.
Yeah, man. You got to hit me up after that game and give me some little insight on the girls' side.
Almost definitely.
yes,
So
yes.
let me ask you a question, Coach B. Like, I heard you talk about the girls earlier from Union. And I was a big Ariana Spearman fan. To be honest with you, I think I got her autograph on one of my tickets because I said this
Okay.
thing might be worth some money one day. The way that girl balled, she had 1,000 points as a junior and stuff, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I was a real big fan of her. Is her absence being felt over there at Union?
Come on, man.
I'm
Is
I
that a
mean,
rhetorical question?
it's kind of a
Hey, look, we got a great sophomore there now, man. Her name's Z. Zadaria Faison.
Mhm.
Her dad's Greg Bright. He was a great point guard back in the day. Um, so I mean, she she has all the tools. I just want her to put in that work. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I really want her to, become that leader that I know she can become. And she's our point. She's the one that scores our points. And like it's like I was saying earlier, man. We're really young.
yeah,
Freshmen, sophomores. We got a couple seniors, but them seniors and juniors really ain't touched the ball before. So it's really the sophomores and freshmen who play. And I mean, that's the story of Union right now on any level of sport. You know, we're just young,
Mm,
so it's like I said a while ago, man. We just keeping receipts and
yeah.
just sitting back, trying to get better and grow this culture here at Union, and trying to get our community back involved, and you know, get the parents involved. And if anybody, real quick, if anybody wants to have an example on how to support your school, when you walk into Union's gym, you look directly to the left. That whole Cromartie family takes up a whole section.
Oh, I'm already knowing. I was about to ask you about him. How's he doing? I heard he had a little
Bro, I thought you
injury
was
in his
about to
back.
tell him to look at me.
Is Tobias doing okay?
PTO, boosters,
Oh
multiple
yeah,
athletes. Like,
oh yeah, he's good. It was a bruise. That's all. He
Okay.
yeah he took that hard fall. It was just a bruise, man. It was a scare though. It was a scare. So right now, you know, it's just a bruise. He's gonna sit out 2 weeks just for you know for precautions because you know that's RB1.
Yeah.
That's that's Buck Sweet Player of the Year.
They better
Oh
do
yeah,
some track in the spring too.
yep.
I want to
Well,
see him out there on that track field in the spring.
Hey man, man we work in football. I mean, we got a lot of guys coming out from basketball next year that you know we've talked to and said, and you know they made some promises. So that's a bright spot. I know I'm talking a little bit about football, but I mean the girls side, man, we just young. That's
Yeah.
we just young,
and
and we just trying to instill that work ethic right now and effort, hustle. Because if you can do that and then add as you go on, you'll see
You're right.
yourself get better. You know what I mean? So
and look, Brandon,
that's
man, coach, don't ever apologize for talking about football. It all comes back to football. Nah.
full
hey,
circle, full
you got to
circle.
think, man, and in most of these areas out here, you know, these smaller schools, our football players are basketball players in a lot of
Yeah.
cases. It's hard to talk about one and not the other, especially
That's
when
Oh
we
right.
yeah.
just watched them. I mean, we it feel like we just finished up. I miss it
Oh,
already, but it feel like we just finished up.
Look, coach, I'm
oh,
talking about.
oh,
I'm counting. I told Brandon, man, I'm counting the days now, man. I'm ready for no disrespect to basketball. I'm ready or any other sport.
I mean,
I'm ready for the
basketball's
spring and the
already about
summertime, and
halfway over.
we can start speculating on the teams to watch and the players to watch and get some of these football coaches back on here, and I'm ready. But
hey,
Hey, Brandon, you mind if I soapbox for just a second?
yeah, go ahead.
Um, I meant Chris, but yeah, I was looking at me and said Brandon. No, I was just playing. Um, but not
Uh,
when Goodman first came on, um, you know, one of the very first things out of his mouth, you know, was about these freshmen that are coming up, and one of the first things he said was, "If we could keep them in county."
Oh yeah.
Look, man, like I'm just gonna say I'm on two different levels on that. I see it from both sides because I love my county. I love the schools here, and I support them. You know, as much as I can. Um, but I also know the situation of the schools around here isn't always the best. I'm not speaking on every school, but I'm just saying, and all kids aren't the same. So some kids have interest in things that schools don't offer. Everything's not always about sports, whether that child's an athlete or not. And that's just something that I'd like to see change. I don't think things should be harder just because a kid's an athlete. I think that kid should be able to go follow whatever it is that they love and they feel in their heart. Um, maybe they love basketball, but you know what I'm saying. They also love building drones, and their school don't build drones. You know, or maybe they also love carpentry, and their school don't have carpentry. Maybe they love auto body, and their school don't have auto body. Maybe that's their interest, and they know that's their end goal. You tell these athletes all the time the likelihood of going pro and the likelihood of going to college, the likelihood of doing this, and you tell them you got to be somebody special and you got to have a fallback, you got to have a plan. But then we
oh
hinder
yeah,
these kids from having a plan because they saw something better somewhere else and said, "I see my future right there." They have a sports program that I could dwell in and thrive in, and they also have what interests my heart, mind, and hands. You know, these kids have to be engaged on every level, because if we teach them to settle for things that is not in their heart and not in their minds, you know, just because I can play basketball here is fine if I come up short everywhere else. Well, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't teach these kids to chase their dreams and follow their hearts and goals and to make goals and set goals and achieve goals, but then not have something for them. You know what I'm saying? But then also say, oh, don't go nowhere else because at least you can play basketball. You know, nah, that's not okay. Because what about the day that kid can't play basketball and then he's stuck in your chorus class and has no interest in singing?
But BB, but hold on.
No,
If
let me finish.
if
Listen,
if
I,
if Lakewood doesn't offer building drones and Midway does, take your ass to Midway. Don't leave the county. You know what I mean? Or if Union has welding and
Brandon,
Hopkins don't.
hey coach, man, you just
but
somewhere right now. Magic is smiling, man. He love. I like you showing love to Midway right there. Shout
but
out to my boy Magic, man. Magic
and,
would
Shout out
love
to the
that right there.
Raiders.
Midway do got some
and no
programs over there too.
and yeah, and they do, and you're not wrong. But I'm just saying there might be a program that's offered somewhere else that's not offered
Yeah.
in this county. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
I
I got you.
mean, or you have schools that you got schools that are like known for math. You know what I'm saying? They got accolades and they're known for their math and science programs. And you got a kid that's all into math and science that's also an athlete. Why wouldn't that kid go somewhere where people are getting recognized academically for overachieving in that subject? And when you're at a school that you don't even have a real math teacher, you got somebody that's a full-time sub and ain't never taught math before. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying? Not knocking the sub. I'm just saying, like, things are situational, and these kids deserve the best. You can't keep saying they deserve everything and this is our future, but also chain them to the pole and say you can't go where there's something better because you do this.
But
Like,
see, and then it trickles down to what I was on my little soapbox tonight. It trickles down because when let's say your star player leaves, okay, boom, he goes and follows his dreams, and then you got, oh, my your union's trash. Lakewood's putting belt to ass and this and that and talking crap about you. You see what I'm saying?
oh
But
yeah,
but then don't none of them people want the same people that be talking all this mess. You don't never see their face at a game, at a booster club
Mm,
meeting. You don't see what you know what I mean?
They
oh
see
yeah.
the
Yes.
post on Facebook
Like
and
So,
want to
right,
comment.
right.
so yep.
Can I
So
give a
so
little bit of
now I'm
rebuttal to
going to preach from
BB?
the other side of that thing.
I was saying I
I,
just wanted to
I'm
give a
gonna preach
slight
the other
rebuttal.
side of it really quick,
All right.
just because I've been on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we do focus on our athletes, and that's what we're here to do is talk about our athletes. Do I think our athletes should leave these schools and leave their county and go other places because of athletic programs and stuff? I don't think it should be a big a deal as it is, but no, I don't think they should. Because here's the thing. It's a different era, it's a different age. We have social media. We have a lot of things that didn't exist in the past where we could be our own advocates. Well, we could put our necks out there. Listen, there's some of the best schools, the best football programs in the country that don't do a thing for their athletes, just like what you saying, your little school that you're at don't do nothing for their athletes. There's a lot of these coaches that leave it on these kids to do it because they're able to now.
Right.
So you
Kids
might
put out
think
their
just
own tape.
because 5 kids from this one school went somewhere that your kid's gonna go somewhere. Well, your kid might go there thinking the coach is about to do it. You thinking the coach is about to do it, and the coach ain't doing it. And if you don't make it, you didn't make it because you didn't try. You know what I'm saying? The same way you show up and work at practice, the same way you're supposed to be working in the off season, you got to work the other side of things too. You've got to make yourself visible. You've got to put yourself in front of the right people. It's not anybody else's job to drive you to that coach and let you participate in his event. That's on you and your family. It's not nobody else's job to put your film together and send it to that coach and send him an email and say, I'm interested in your school, and I hope you're interested in me. This is me, and this is what I can do. How do I benefit your program? You know what
And
I'm
see,
saying? Like,
I agree with what you were saying about the kids leaving, and if they had something other than sports, but if a kid is just leaving the county for sports,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
ludicrous because, like I said, you could be playing for the dumpster high school dumpster high school,
yeah,
but you're gonna get seen regardless. It's
Right.
social media era
facts,
now. And
facts.
then, I mean, it's just like me and Coach I was talking about the other day. These kids always talking about going to these Power Five conference schools. If that school is not for you, you're gonna get washed and trickle down to the practice team, and eventually no
That's right.
scholarship. You go to the school that fits you because now it's made for the player. You can go to JUCO for 2 years and
Yep.
still have your 4 years of eligibility.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Big.
mean
That was
it's like
big.
this, B. Like I think the high school scene. I think the high school scene, and I'm not going to say that the middle school scene. Like I'm not saying that some kids aren't engaged and some parents aren't engaged and thinking about things that early. But just like if a
Oh, bro.
college hits me up and I'm trying to be a doctor, right? And I got the chance to go to State or Yale. Why am I going to
Yeah.
NC State
Right.
to be a
Yeah.
doctor? Like I don't
Exactly.
want to be a plant. I don't want to be a plant doctor. I want to be a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna go to Yale. You feel me? Like,
Right.
and I think that if we're thinking about our futures like that, just like you said, when you're talking about colleges, you got to pick a school that fits you and that you fit. I think it's the same way when we're thinking about our kids and we're thinking about our future. I think they have to be somewhere where they fit and that fits them,
Absolutely.
program wise, as far as sports and your academics. You know what I'm saying? Like why you want a kid that's holding a 3.8 or 4.0 GPA playing multiple sports sitting at a school that offers nothing of interest until that kid gets bored and no longer has the grades to do anything else and could care less because as far as he's concerned, he ain't going nowhere in his life because ain't one thing to interest him about being at that school except for when the bell ring, he get to go out there to the field or the court or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like they're kids, man, but they're humans. They're grown. They're growing into young adults. They have views. They have opinions. They have desires. They want to feel accomplished just like anybody else does. And
You
how many of y'all had a job that you hated? You went to that thing every day. Promise you, after about the first 2-3 months, you were not all you could be ever again. You got yourself locked in, you're locked into your job, you feel like you straight and you gonna do what you gotta do to get by. You done see Barry, Harry, and Jerry over there take 17 smoke breaks and you've been on the line the whole time, and you all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm gonna pretend I smoke. Like,
right.
you know
Hey,
what I'm
but
saying? Like, I
hey,
need a water break. Like,
just to hit
I
on
mean,
that middle school thing, I seen a kid the other day on Facebook. I forgot it was a Clinton City school. These kids are doing commitment videos to the high school that they're going to go to.
and see, that's dope, bro. But
Like,
I just wanted to say that, man, because I've seen this thing from both sides. I don't ever
Grenade,
want to
man.
see a kid that can benefit their area and the area compliments them leave over what coach you think can actually do something for you. Man, you got to be thinking about what you can do for yourself. If you always looking for somebody to do something for you, you're not going nowhere anyway. Like you got to do it for you. You got to go out there and adapt. You got to go out there and make it happen. I mean, you got to put the work in. And here's the thing: if you grew up with these kids, you was playing ball with these kids, you love these kids, you love the program, you love the community. The community showed you love ever since you was a little squirt, and probably rec ball, because a lot of times you could tell in rec ball who them one's gonna be already. And then you get time to go to high school, you dip out when you could have drawn eyes to your fellow man in your community. But now they ain't looking over here because the one they were waiting to see don't went somewhere else. You
so,
know what I'm saying? Now they ain't
so I
looking
got a
over here no
question.
more.
So I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
If Xavier Hall has a great year this year and it's the off season, summertime comes and he goes and plays AAU somewhere and he finds a friend at a school in a different county. He goes, well, Mama, I don't want to go to Lakewood no more. I want to go play with my buddy. I played on AAU. That's your future gone
Yeah.
because he wants to go play basketball.
Yeah. Listen,
That's
I'm
what I don't agree with. If
Like,
it's for a sport specifically and
yeah,
only, I don't
Man,
agree with
I'm
that.
about to say I have
yeah,
quite a few examples of kids that had
Oh,
left for sports to go play for a bigger school, but then you get over there and the grass ain't greener. You
and
don't
they
get the
sitting on the
same amount of
bench.
targets, you don't get the same amount of shots, you don't get the same amount of PT. But you're on a winning team, but you
yep,
get no stats because you are went from a big fish to a huge ocean instead of being a big fish in a
yep,
small pond, where you was getting all these offers and all these invites just holding this little square of Sampson County because you was the big fish. But now you just another face over there. You just another number. Unless you're really wowing people,
yep.
but that's hard from moving out of town into a big city. Like you have to work 10 times harder to step over the toes of the guys that were already there.
Or going to these private schools. I mean, and
Yeah.
I really don't have nothing against the private schools because, like I said earlier, in today's game, now back in the day, you could say that with these preparatory schools, like they had one guy, they had that one guy, like that
Yeah.
he was that guy. But now they have eight guys,
Because they got that funding. They got that funding now.
right? They got eight
They got that federal
guys.
funding now.
So all these preparatory and private schools, they basketball teams, they got hoopers on their team because they all play AAU
Mhm.
together. And Brad is up here, he's watching, he'll tell you. All these guys, I mean, and respect to the ones who stay loyal to their high school. Most respect. But I agree with you if you're going to a different school to better yourself educational
So like
wise.
STEM programs and all that stuff. I
Yeah,
fully back
yeah,
that.
I
If you're chasing the academic scholarship, by all means,
means
go chase that, bro. But if
right.
you think that you just gonna hop onto this other school because you can get bigger offers, look at the boy from Reedsville. Prime example. Prime example. That boy didn't even last a month at that
Mhm.
new school, man.
That man, hey, you see how
He
fast?
said, I want to go right back
Boy,
home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home. I'm
Yeah.
not the big dog over here, man. I want to go back home. And then he got his offer from
And
Origins.
don't take me wrong. I know there are schools out there, and there's certain coaches out there that are huge advocate for their kids, and they push the heck out of. We know one personally. I mean, Corey was known for that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He was known for getting them kids seen. He was known for doing it. And I'm gonna tell you, those coaches are few and far between. I don't care what size the program is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? These coaches got a lot to do, and a lot of it don't consist of holding your hand from ninth grade to senior year, trying to get you somewhere. It's your job to get you somewhere. Now, am I going to say that your coach shouldn't be available and have things ready that if somebody contacts him that but it should be it's your job to get that together and make sure your coach has it.
Yeah.
He don't need to be sitting down making your film trying to send you places. Like you need to do it. It ain't his
Because they
job to
have
pay for
all
your
those
camp and
tools
drive you
now.
there. Now, if he's got it in his heart to do it, then God bless him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, watch some cars on the weekend, save up some little bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you want it bad enough, you'll go get it.
You'll do it.
Now,
Yes,
if
sir.
you just look, it's kind of like I talked about a coach that I watched not long ago. He said there's a difference. There's kids that want something to eat, and there's kids that's hungry. He said I can sit on the couch and kind of want something to eat, but I ain't got to get up and get it. But if I'm
Mm.
hungry, I'm gonna get up and go get it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's the same difference. If you just want something to eat, you're gonna wait on somebody to bring it to you. You're gonna wait on somebody to bring you a sandwich. You're gonna sit there until somebody go to the kitchen. You're gonna say, "Hey, can you bring me such and such?" But if you hungry, you're gonna
Go
get
up.
up in there. You're gonna open that box. You're gonna open the cabinet. You're gonna throw something on the stove. You're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So before we
It's like
say what can this coach do for me, man, these coaches got a job and they're held to a standard. So ask yourself, what can you do for them?
it's like Coach O say, when you're losing, you're trash. You ain't doing nothing like that. But you come in on Monday morning and they say we won. Oh, it's we now.
Oh,
you,
we
Right,
know.
you see what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean,
right.
Coach Tomlin from the Steelers, he was talking to a college team or some high school guys. He goes, "Who in here can run fast?" And a couple guys raised their hand. Who in here can jump high? A couple guys raised their hand. Who in here is the strongest? A couple guys raised their hand. He said, "Don't none of that matter. It ain't what you can do. It's what are you willing to do."
And that's right.
sir.
That's right. You could sit on the couch and talk about how bad you want to be at XYZ school or XYZ, and talking college, not, you know, your
Yeah.
your your regular school, but talking college. You can sit here on the couch all day long and talk about how much you love UNC, how much you want to be there, how much you want to go play. Nobody cares, bro. Everybody wants something. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? You care, your mama care, your daddy care, your cousin might care, or at least pretend to care when you're around. But now if you start making moves and show everybody, don't tell them, show everybody you want it. Show everybody how bad you really want to be there. Get up and do something.
That's
Now
why
people are
I
listening.
kind of want
I
to
tell
piggyback.
my own kids this. I tell my own kids this statement right here. I said, you got to take yourself serious before anybody else will. If you can't take yourself serious, nobody else ever will either. Plain and simple. I mean,
This young man that I'm about to mention, and I had to hit Chris up about this because I know it's a sport that y'all normally don't cover, but this is a boy from our little piece of North Carolina getting national attention, named Henry Jorge Garcia, man.
Soccer, nasty.
Like, bro, he is nationally recognized by Sports Illustrated, nominated for Player of the Year. And he's a living testament of just he's been playing soccer since he was knee-high to a grasshopper, as the cliche go. But he don't just play when the season's on. He's playing rec ball, I think, and he plays like some type of AAU form of soccer or some kind of men's club soccer. Like, he has poured blood, sweat, and tears into that craft, and his sister's just as much as a dog as he is. Like, his parents give them a lot of positive reinforcement. Great stand-up people in the community too. They were just in the paper about donating to some schools out there in the mountains that was affected by the hurricanes and stuff. But like, he is one of those kids that I say, like, he had opportunities to leave and go to a different school. He said, "No, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do it right here at Little Old Hopton, and people are going to remember me." Like, so now he got a little, almost like a little shrine in the trophy case of all his trophies that he's accumulated. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
saw the list of all his accomplishments the last year, and I was like, that's crazy.
Man, I
now,
know.
82 goals in a season. Like, I ain't really the most knowledgeable in soccer, but that's heavy
that's a
right
lot.
there.
He's
That's a
number
lot.
four. He's
So,
number four in the season, all time in the season. He's number four all time goal scorer in
That's
4 years.
crazy.
And I
so,
I mean,
mean, and I mean,
so,
and that's the thing. Like Miss Camardi, down there on Lamb Road. Um, you know, Lily that played for Union that won a state championship back in '93 for Union. Little old Union. She played for the Army team her whole career, 20 years, just about.
mhm.
From little like Sampson County has had so much talent come through it and had all the opportunity in the world. So it's
Oh
it's
yeah.
not it's not Sampson County.
and now we can't even use the excuse of the lack of exposure, because
Mm-mm.
like BB was saying, the tools are in their hands now, man. You need these devices right here, these phones,
Mhm.
and the kids they got it now where they can go on like Dragonfly or something. They can make their own mixtapes, their own
Mhm.
highlight tapes, and do it themselves. All
Yeah,
they really need their
bro,
coach to do is to put in a good word for them. You know, when you but that
bro.
tape that you
You
put
got to
together,
give them a
that's like
reason
your
to.
application for the job. You're
Yeah,
just using the
bro.
coach as a
So
reference.
they got huddle. They
Yeah,
got
huddle.
huddle. Like back when we was playing sports, what do we have to do to get our game field? Hope mom and
Look,
dad was there with that big old camcorder.
and
Like,
he had to record the
you know what I'm
tape.
saying? Like,
No,
right.
because Brandon Maynard was
Hey,
still
had
in plays on the
nail a whole
sideline.
VHS or DVD somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey,
I mean, now
hey,
you just send it to their inbox.
Yep.
hey,
You
BB,
ain't even got to get off the couch.
hey, BB, it was Brandon Maynard out there stealing plays. Remember?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, not the Belichick.
Hey,
Not the Belichick.
Oh, hey,
hey, look, don't get me started, sir.
Oh,
Don't
I
get
do
me
remember. I
started.
remember that episode. Oh, I
so
remember that episode, yo. They out here, what, they had a
Oh
spy
man,
gate out here. They
yeah,
crazy, man. They say
shout
y'all
out
can't
to
have a camera at the game.
well, apparently he's a huge fan of the show, which beats the hell out of me. But yeah, accused was what calling around other schools, telling them not to let us on the sideline. We're selling plays and this, that, and the third. But then he, comes up to him in a basketball game and talks about how much he loves the podcast and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, man, oh man, I think not to get religious on y'all, but I believe the Lord places us in certain positions for a reason. And there's a reason I'm not in Sampson County right now, and I thank the Lord for that. Uh, but I'm
I,
on, I'm
I,
on,
I'm
I'm on.
going. I'm going to say like I've kind of learned this in the years being in Sampson County, and everybody says believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I've got where I can't even believe half of what I see. Bro, stories get twisted. So you remember back in school we used to play that game, what they call it, telephone or something, and they
Yeah,
whisper
you
something in
Facts.
start
somebody's
a
ear.
rumor,
Started
start a
from one
rumor, and by the
end,
time
pass
it
it all
gets
the
to
way
the end of the
around.
room, it's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
totally
Look,
different.
I swear to God, in this county you could say elephant, and by the time it get to the other end of the county,
Flamingo.
it'll be somebody shot 3 people, killed a cop, hit 2 dogs, and
Rob the
died in a
bank.
Look,
helicopter crash.
Yo,
And I'm like, bro,
bro,
all we said was elephant. Like,
it's real. And like I said, we ain't gotta go, we ain't gotta go too far into it, but I mean, we got firsthand experience with that. I mean, I mean, people have said so much stuff about me. I'm like, well, about this podcast, and and it's just not the case. Of course, I got some strong opinions or whatever, but I and you leave it to them. Like Magic's wife was asking. Like, I don't understand why everyone's saying this and that about you, and you seem like a nice. Look, I got strong opinions, but at the end of the day, man, I love Clint. I mean, I'm always going. Look, I'm always repping them dark horses, man. But you leave it to these folks out here in Sampson County, man. They'll tell you otherwise. But real quick, man, to piggyback off of what y'all was saying, um, I don't have no issues with kids leaving for to. I mean, I don't have an issue with kid leaving. Period, man. Like I said, if I supported you, yesterday, I'm gonna support you tomorrow. I'm not gonna turn my back on. I wish you the best, man. My biggest issue are these people out here that a kid leaves and all of a sudden, you want to talk bad about the kid, you want to talk bad about his family.
that's disgusting.
So that just goes to
Yeah.
show
nah, we
like
can't
that
do
just
that.
goes to show your nature, man. Ain't no room for that. Like I said, man, you got individuals out here that will swear up and down they love these kids and they'll do anything, and it's all about the kids. But as soon as they're not wearing your uniform no more, is now you writing anonymous letters and sending emails and
Trying to
hiring private
destroy everything they work
investigators
for.
and
Trying to sabotage them.
Yeah.
all this other nonsense trying to just because they're not playing for you, but like I said, I'm not gonna go too far down that rabbit hole. Y'all already know how I feel. Y'all already know about that situation. So, but like I said, man, if a kid leaves the county or leaves your school or whatever, and you were a big fan or you would always support that kid yesterday, don't stop supporting them. Tomorrow just because they make a different decision. So I mean, like I said, as a fan of the sport, man, you're disappointed. You always want to see them do well in your colors, but man, I want like I said, if I supported you yesterday, I'm supporting you tomorrow too, and I'm wishing you the best.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And that's me, man. That's why I wanted to kind of touch base on both sides of that, because I believe a kid ought to be where they want to be, because they're always going to do better, perform better, and feel better if they're where they desire to be, versus
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
somewhere that they don't want to be or already have a sour taste for, or whatever that is. But before we get mad about kids leaving our schools, we got to ask ourselves why.
Hey, perfect. Don't ask. Hey, man, why they going there? Ask why they leave.
Yeah.
What could we
Find
have
out
done better
find
to
out why.
prepare?
Find out what it is that you can do. I mean,
You
and if there's
know,
nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. It ain't that kid's fault that you can't do what he needs done or what he feels like he needs in his life. It's not. It's. I mean, if there's nothing you can do and it's out of your control, then it's out of your control. Let the kid go where he feels like he needs to be.
and for real, sometimes, man, we don't even know the situation. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with sports or
Yeah,
academics or anything. It's
it
just
can be
life.
something domestic.
It's
Hey,
life.
we had an
Some
example like that
some people move. You know what I'm saying?
2 years
Hey,
ago. People move.
Pops just got
It
a new
happens.
job. Pops just got a new job here. You know he's supposed to turn down that job because you're mad because this your running back one next year. Nah, man. Come on, it's life. So I mean, it's a lot, man. I know it's been a lot going on in the county in the past couple of years on multiple sports fronts as far as that subject goes. But like I said, man, my biggest thing is, man, if I supported you, yesterday, I'm supporting you tomorrow, man. I want you to do the best, and I'm definitely not gonna take it out on. I'm definitely not taking it out on your family, man. I feel like it's some people out here with some real issues, man.
Yeah.
Now,
And
I will say this one thing I cannot stand. Don't be that person that sit around telling everybody in your county what they can't do here.
Mm,
Don't do that. Because
mm.
I'm gonna tell you something. Some of y'all got a lot of influence over your family members. Some of you got a lot of influence. Yeah, all right, so look, take me for example. I'm gonna use me. I played sports when I was young. When I was going through school, my mom was sick with cancer. I didn't from the 8th grade till I was 19. My mom fought cancer. My head won't locked in on school. I didn't have the grades to be out there on the field. I loved the sports. I was athletic. I could do anything I wanted to do. But I failed myself and I won't out there. So coming back into the sports world with my kids, I had to learn a lot. And I learned so much for them. I coached them growing up. I've coached my son in flag since he was 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? I coached my daughters in softball, coached them in volleyball. I've coached basketball. I mean, I've been around it. I've been in it because my kids love it. I love it because they love it. All right. But like, so somebody like me could be easily influenced by somebody like Brandon or somebody like Chris or somebody like, Mr. Goodman here that's with us. If they came to me and were going, hey, B, your kid's great, man, but they're never going to make it here. They ain't never going to get seen. They're never going to get recognized. You got to do X, Y, Z. You got to do this. You got to be here. You got to be there. Then the only thing that's in my head is, holy crap, I got something special on my hands. I want to do everything I can for my kid. Now I convince my kid, if you stay here, you can't be nothing. I got to get you somewhere else. So now what happens when I can't get my kids somewhere else? They still got to sit here and say, well, dang, I'm stuck here and I ain't never going to be nothing. I done implanted that.
Nope.
So I'm just going to ask y'all, if y'all see what I'm saying and hear what I'm saying here tonight, please fix it, man. Because these
yes,
kids could
sir.
be whatever they want to be and do whatever they want to do
All they
in the
need is some
athletic world,
positive
wherever they're at.
reinforcement, man. Just some positive
Well, yeah,
reinforcement.
we got to come together, man, and build them up. And if you don't think they can do it, instead of running your mouth about what they can't do, try to find a way to prove yourself wrong.
Oh,
Help that young
oh,
man.
oh.
Help that young man.
Look, I told Chris. So he asked me if there's anything I want to talk about tonight. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. There's so many people out here. When you're losing, you're rebuilding, and everything. They're talking bad about the school, which doesn't help either. That just adds fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? It's like I
Mhm.
said earlier, the same people that's on these social media apps, people I went to school with, people that I know, this, oh, union's trash, union's this and that. But you'll never, and then a couple of them said they have offered. But then again, you got to think, are you really going to come out here and commit every day, Monday through Friday, with these kids? Because these kids don't need to see us sometimes face.
Right.
They're not going to respond to someone that's there 1 or 2 days a week, or they'll come 3 days a week, 1 week, and then be gone for 2 weeks, and then you don't see them. You know what I mean? That's why some of these coaches are not receptive to y'all coming in there because they know you. Just like you think you know our program, we know you as well. So of course they're not going to be receptive of you coming in. They're protecting their kids, their players from that letdown. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just to throw that out there. It's not that we don't want anybody out there. We don't want sometime people that's going to not commit to these kids because being a coach is a big commitment. It ain't no just to have a title. You got to live, eat, sleep, breathe. It's a lot of hours, and I've learned that. I have
Even
not
in the off
seen.
season.
Yeah, and look, I haven't seen my kids since Wednesday really because they go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. I haven't seen my kids in 3 days because I work at night. They at school during the day. When I get home, I take a nap. By the time I have to go to practice and everything, they get home, do their homework. I'm not even here. So by the time I get home from practice or and football workouts at the same time, my kids are asleep. So today, like I said, we just had back to back. Coach gave us a day off. I finally got to spend time with my kids
Right.
and my lady. I miss
Right.
I miss my girl's birthday Tuesday.
Oh
So
dang,
so coaching is not just a title. It is a commitment. It is a
it's
marriage to these kids. You have
a lot of sacrifice.
it's a lot of sacrifice. So when you say, yeah, I want to come help, you there's a lot of power behind those words, I will come help. Because not
Yeah.
only are you sacrificing home time and your family life, you're sacrificing your personal time, stuff that you do to make money. You may have to make a job switch or move to where you can be there on time because you can't teach these kids being on time, being there every day, not making
Consistently.
excuses. You got to lead by example for these kids. So before you part your lips to talk about union and what we're going through, be a commitment. Come be a commitment. And sometimes it's not even about money. Time is more valuable. These kids need positive reinforcement, motivation, someone just to say, I believe in you. You know how far that can go with a kid that you don't know what's going on at their home.
Right.
Yes,
Some of these
sir.
kids, some of these kids, hey, Coach B, I'm hungry. You s- you stop by the store and take them a couple bags of groceries. That's the type of commitment of the title of coach. And I've learned a lot. And I can't say what I usually say because Coach Oates does scolded me. I used to say,
Yeah.
look, look, I used to say, since I've been up under Coach Oates, he said, you're not up under me. And yeah, and like that right there, just him saying that right there made like that really did something for me. Like I felt 15 again. I felt like I was in high school again when he said, you're not up under me. This is the man that's been coaching
For
me,
30 years.
yeah, 35 years plus.
Mm.
Mhm.
And for me to be my first year, and he said, you're not under me. That right there told me everything I needed to know about that man. Even though I've been, being beside him, learning from him, and him mentoring me,
Mm.
I've learned a lot. So for anybody out there that's in the union community and you want to bash union, come to the practices, see why we're struggling. It's not the teaching. You can teach all day long. You can coach all day long. But you can't go out there and you can't play for them. You can't go out there and make them hustle, make them have effort, make them have pride, make them have hustle. Come to the practices, come to the booster club meetings, come be a part of union.
Cause this ain't Madden. It ain't like you just got a controller clicking buttons like, oh, I got schemes, I got strategies, I got these ideas. It takes
Hmm.
chemistry. It takes leadership, man. Like and
Right.
like BB mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
like when somebody wants to come to work, they're gonna go balls to the wall. They're gonna bust their tail for you. But if somebody feel obligated or feel like it's a drag and they're not enjoying it, you ain't gonna get 100 out of them. So
Right.
sometimes it's atmosphere and stuff that they got amongst themselves, not even with the coaching, but the chemistry between themselves that can be dragging people down. But like it's so many different factors instead of just X's and O's that goes into the success of a program.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
And look,
y'all
man,
hit
one of the
the
one of the
nail on
things
the
that we've
head,
talked
man.
about many times. Oh, my bad. Oh, one of the things we've talked about many times is you got these certain programs out here that just have this energy and this chemistry, and we've talked about it. We didn't say these teams are hard to beat, these players are hard to beat, those coaches' plays are hard to beat. What we
This
said is
school,
that energy is hard to beat.
right?
You know what I'm saying? What they bring into that field is hard to beat, and it's a sense of family and loyalty and commitment, and it fills them with pride and it fills them with energy. And them boys, they come out there and you can feel it. You can feel the presence when they come in. It's like walking in at church on a good message. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel that. You can feel the spirit that they're putting off. You can feel that love. You can feel that passion. Like you can feel that in the air. And if you've ever been around a school like that, it's undeniable. So yeah, it goes way beyond X's and O's and way beyond, you know, who's gonna show up when. Like I mean, it how can you put these kids together? How can you create that family? How can you create the desire to want to be on your field? When you master that part, something different happens.
Yeah.
Something totally different happens. You see regular football players turn into Clark Kent. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
right.
I mean, you see a kid that wouldn't come downhill and make contact, all of a sudden trying to move the wall in your weight room.
Yeah.
I mean, out there trying to take a sled by itself. Calling out the biggest kid on your team, like line up in front of me. Then, you know what I'm saying? Because the energy is infectious, and they feeling it, and they love where they at, and they want to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids don't understand. The only person they got anything to prove to is them.
Yeah.
That's it. But there's certain coaches that these kids want to show them everything they got. They want to give them everything they got. They want to prove it. You know what I'm saying? When you got a coach out there on a field that brings that out of kids,
You run
you
through a
about to
brick
see
wall
some
for them.
ignorant stuff on a football field, man. It's about to get real crazy real
Yeah.
fast. And they're going to be a force to reckon with. I
See,
don't care if
and
they're running the T, the I, or playing backyard football, running some wild. I don't care what they're doing. If they're feeling each other and they're locked in on each other and that energy's there, have fun. Have fun.
and and that's why we say, man, it's about to be exciting. This gonna be an exciting next few years for Sampson County
Facts.
because we got fresh faced coaches, we got fresh faced players, freshmen and sophomores, and the culture is being built, man. And everybody's growing. And it's like I told Chris in the beginning. It's been 5 years since COVID, so everybody's getting back to normal, and everybody's progressing at a fast pace. And we're young and we're talented, so Sampson County is going to be great sports programs here in the next for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yes, sir. And
You
I'm
know,
looking
so
forward to it.
man, it's gonna be crazy, dude. Hey, like Goodman said, and Chris said, we got them freshmen. You know,
Right.
I mean, all the way around in every sport, man. I mean, you've seen some freshmen, step up this year. Uh, I mean, you
More
Reed
so
at
than it's
Lakewood, you
like
had
seems like
Camardi at
more so than the
Union.
past, really. Like a lot. And I mean not just at one. It's like at every school, man. I was thinking about coming up with like a watch list for these underclassmen, man, because at every school, man, it's some freshmen out there just completely ball. And I know I'm sliding back into football real quick, but I can name a freshman in almost every single Sampson County school that showed the hell out this year.
Yeah.
Whether it was JV or varsity, man. It is a lot of football. Man, come Jamboree time in August, I'm looking forward to seeing some of these kids' growth and
Mm-hmm.
just that talent being back on the field, man. It's gonna be awesome to see.
Right.
Right.
You
And,
got the
and
middle
and
schoolers
y'all out
coming up.
there
It's gonna
now,
be
all of a
another
sudden,
exciting.
y'all seeing this. Hey, say that again, Goodman. Your mic's
I
a little
said,
lower than ours, so we be drowning you out on accident.
my bad. I said that middle school season that we just had is going to be another great freshman class next year. I got to see that middle school
Yeah.
up close and personal this year between Clinton, Lakewood, and Hopkins. And Union got that couple eighth graders. I think that number 12, that receiver that they had, that boy is pretty nice at Union Middle. I think he's going to be a freshman next year. And Midway had some biggins on their line. They always keep a giant or two over there.
Oh yeah.
We about to have
Shout
another
shout
good
shout out my
freshman
boy
class.
Magic, man. Magic, we miss you, man.
For
We
Man, I
miss
real.
you,
don't know if
bro.
y'all know, but Midway was
Hey,
my stomping ground back in the day. I was
Okay.
raised as a Raider. I married into Hopkins.
man.
Okay, that's what's
I
up.
don't know what to
Look,
say
man,
about
look,
that,
there's
Mr. Goodman.
one
It's
one rule,
tough,
I don't know what
man.
to
It's
say
one
about
tough,
rule on the
that.
bro.
podcast, man. You don't talk about Magic's Raiders.
Hey, he'll
Hey,
pop in
look,
here out of nowhere now.
I'm the
Like,
biggest Tank
Hey,
McNeil fan there is, man. Me and him go way back. Tank
oh
Tank
yeah,
is my
man.
dog,
Hey,
man.
that's a good
hey,
kid,
hey,
man.
hey, Magic. That's a good dude, man. I miss him up here, man. I got to speak to him, man. I'm just letting him know I'm praying for you, brother, and ready for you to come on back.
Sure.
Hey, I'm gonna say something though. We're sitting here talking about all these schools and these underclassmen and these programs on the rise and stuff like that. And and Brandon kind of touched on people wanting to step up and help, but can't really be
Commit.
committed, or maybe the coach won't having it. So I want to give y'all a piece of advice before y'all before y'all try to help at any sports program. Before you even consider going to talk to that coach, take a step back and ask yourself, what kind of fan were you?
Mm,
Mm,
Right.
mm. Well,
mm.
that just canceled out about 85.
About 80%.
Right.
That's that mic
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
It got real
That,
quiet. It got real quiet all of a sudden.
yeah.
A-
But I
Anthony
mean,
Sab- Anthony Sabito, number 12.
Yeah,
Goodman.
that's him. That's him. That boy, he got some burners on him, man. He burnt us a couple of times when we played him. But
Hey,
man,
real quick, man, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I want to real quick talk about the boys game of the week. We selected Midway Raiders traveling to take on West Bladen in
Mm,
conference game. Like I said, man, West Bladen's been on the tear, man. Uh, really, really great. Really solid basketball program. They've been solid since back when I was in high school, man. Going back to Coach Cross over there at West Bladen. Always had a ton of athletes, great basketball players over there, and I always wondered why I never really never translated to the football field. But that's another conversation for another day. But always a really great basketball program, man. They got a three-headed monster, man.
yeah.
Chase Williams, big man Chase Williams, 21 points a game. One of the best athletes, and I talked about him during football season, man. Hezekiah Adams, he's averaging 11 points a game, and their sharpshooter Jackson Pate, averaging 13.9 points a game. So definitely
That
a
boy
tough
shoot from
test
the
for
volleyball
midway.
line.
Oh yeah, definitely a tough test for midway heading down to West Bladen. It's gonna be a big conference game, man. Looking at conference standings early on, seeing how teams kind of working out. That looks like it's gonna go. It should be a good one. So definitely will be keeping our eyes on that one. Be rooting for Midway, but I feel like it's West Bladen. Just they on the tear right now, man. They're a little bit too strong. So I feel like Midway might probably take one on the chin. Magic, I'm sorry, brother, but yeah, I got West Bladen probably taking that one tomorrow night, but. Definitely be locked in on that one, man, fellas. I don't know if y'all got any
I
thoughts
don't want to
on
sound like a broken record, but like I've watched Midway a few games this year, man. They got to take care of them turnovers, man.
mm-hmm.
Cause it ain't for a lack of talent. Like that young boy they got up from JB Collins, he's a dog. Tanner's a good dog, and of course we already spoke about Tank. And they got a big down there in the middle, a couple of them. But it's
mm-hmm.
something about them turnovers, man. They get a little nonchalant with the ball sometimes, and Game, yeah, like I said, it'll turn into a track meet. Once you start getting into them teens of turnovers, it's hard to control a game like that. So I think if they slow down and compose themselves and don't try to play at West Bladen's pace, but play at Midway's pace, they got a chance.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to Cole Butler, man. Out to the young man from East Bladen. I was talking about earlier on. He was selected to the second team defense. Plays a little bit defensive end, linebacker and tight end, man. Solid kid, man. Check out some of his film, man. Solid football player and baseball player for out there for East Bladen, man. Appreciate you locking in with us, Cole. All right, fellas. We starting to come to a close, man. Before we end this thing, man. Give you guys a chance to anything else y'all wanna say or any shout outs, anything like that, real quick before we close out.
I have a question for you three men uphill
Uh oh.
because I saw the list
Uh
of
oh.
first team and second team Buck Street
Hey,
Sports.
oh man,
Oh,
Brandon,
here you
Brandon,
go.
Brandon, what we say earlier, man? We thought we was good. Uh
Hey.
oh. This I don't like where this is going. I
It
don't like
was
where
a
this is
legit
going.
list. It's a very, very, very legit list. Very, very legit list. But is North Duplin under y'all scope of teams?
No, no
No.
sir, no sir, no
Okay.
sir.
All right. All right. So I digress then. I
Oh,
digress.
you was about to ask
I
about that running
digress.
back.
I
You was
was
about to ask
really
about the
gonna ask
running back.
about that D1 Texas A&M commit.
Oh yeah, him
Oh,
too.
I was gonna ask about
Yeah.
that commit.
Unfortunately, no, we do not. We do not cover North Duplin, and
there's a mm.
All right,
and
all
uh,
right. I
Don't get
and
him
digress.
started. Don't get him. That's another hour.
and, and
I
we
thought you
we
worked for
probably we
Duplin
probably
Papers.
would consider it. We probably would consider it bringing them into the fold. They just
Yes.
got some. They got some of those fans that we were just talking about. You know, the ones that just got
Oh.
so much to say. But with that, well, yeah, we won't. I'm gonna leave that one alone, man.
Hey, I'm already knowing. I'm
But we
already
still
knowing.
gonna support Carol Phillips. We
Oh
still
yeah,
gonna
Corell
support that
Phillips.
running.
Corell Phillips, number 21, absolute monster. That defensive tackle, big
Trishawn
boy,
Ruffin.
definitely. Yeah, Trayshawn Ruffin, monster. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on those guys. But like I said, if someone ever asks the question, oh man, you cover all of Duplin County, but you don't cover North Duplin, I'm gonna point them in the direction of the three people that are responsible for it. I'm
All
like,
right,
go
all right.
talk to. Yeah, we backwoods up here. The backwoods
That's right.
podcast.
That's right.
Got
Backwoods
you.
podcast.
Say less. Say less.
Oh man, but I think BB already cut out on us, man. But like I said, anything else you guys want to say? I don't want to cut nobody off
Hey,
before we
shout out
close
number
out.
11 on Hopton. That's my baby boy. That's my senior this year. I've been watching him play ball. He was one of the first sixth graders to make the team for Hopton Middle, and now it's his senior year. It's been a little
Okay.
bittersweet to watch him go through this, man. But I'm proud of the young man he's grown into. I would be remiss if I didn't. I know he was probably like, "Oh, you ain't mentioned me not once during the podcast." You know, what I mean? I'm gonna have to hear that, but you know, I expressed my love to him enough, and I think everybody kind of knows who he is by now. So I'm
Yeah.
Oh
trying
yes,
to,
sir.
try to get some light to some of the other kids that don't have that privilege or have that advocate for them. Because, like I said, like BB said earlier, like, do you want to be a part of that change, or you just want to critique everything that goes bad and then only cheer when it goes good? Like I'm Team Hopkins all the way, good, bad, whatever.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
we had a real tumultuous year last year with rumors and all sorts of tragedies and whatnot. But the resilience of this community has been outstanding, and I couldn't be more proud of the Hopton area, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
man. Y'all
sir.
got a
Yes,
lot to
sir.
look forward to, man, with Reggie Thompson and that y'all's quarterback. Y'all coming up too, man. I know it. Ain't gonna take much longer.
Yes, sir.
Ain't gonna take much longer. My final words for the night, man. Just as always, man. Keep God first. Everything you
Yes,
do, keep
sir.
God first. Um, love on your people because people leaving up out of here daily,
Oh
and
yeah.
continue to motivate kids, man. Be that person to change a kid's life by a simple sentence. I believe in you. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, real quick, man. Once again, man, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time. Thank everyone for listening, man. Everybody that engaged with us in the chat section. Be sure to like the video, share the video, and also, man, like I said, man, just continue to show support. We got some games going on tomorrow night. Make sure y'all in attendance, man. Come out, support the kids, cheer. They need the support, man. Just like these coaches were saying. But once again, man, shout out to Tobias Cromartie, our Buffalo Sports Player of the Year. Appreciate everyone who voted. Appreciate everyone who checked in with us tonight. Be sure to follow us. We'll be back next Thursday, same time, 7 o'clock, with some more Sampson County sports talk. So I'm Chris Harris, man, signing off for the rest of the guys, Buffalo Sports Podcast. Y'all have a great night.